by Deputy Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, EDISON EHIE, and NWANOSIKE, Chairman, Ikwerre Local Government Council, a call for his safety and urgent release of both man and INEC certified election materials. Gentlemen of the press, this press conference by the All Progressives Congress, Rivers State, under the aegis of the State Public Secretary and spokesman for the 2023 Campaign Council, is called to bring up to speed on a very, very terrible development that was recorded this early evening in Port Harcourt. Sorry. A lawyer, member of our party, and brother of the state legal advisor, Barrister Azubuike Dike, this evening at the premises of the Rivers State headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission on Aba Road, Port Harcourt. Dr. Godswill Dike was invited to the commission to take delivery of the certified true copies of the INEC documents that were applied for pursuant to the provisions of Section 74 of the Electoral Act 2022, apparently acting on a tip-off. EDISON EHIE and NWANOSIKE swooped on him inside the INEC office shortly after Dr. Godswill Dike signed for the documents and made away with him to the State Assembly residential quarters behind the INEC state headquarters. Now, our initial reaction was to establish contact with the resident electoral commissioner, Jackson Alalibo Semenikian, to report the criminal adoption of the aforementioned Dr. Dike. Curiously, the rec, who has done nothing beyond a press release 2 days ago, directing political parties to proceed to the LG offices of the Commission for the election documents they may require, told our governorship candidate emphatically that there was nothing the Commission can do, having released the documents we applied for to Dr. Godswill Dike. And you recall that there has been public outrage over the siege of the INEC headquarters by the PDP in the last couple of days. And that's why we said in the last couple of years, done nothing, save that press release. We'll proceed. Now, contacts have also been made with the Deputy Speaker, as EDISON EHIE, who assured his caller that Dr. Godswill Dike would return safe, but the materials they took from him should be forgotten. Calls made by a governorship candidate to the military also yielded no fruits, with the hierarchy stating that until the military receive invitation from the police, they cannot be involved in a purely civil operation. In this circumstance, we are left with no option but call on the Nigerian police and other security agencies to immediately go after the Deputy Speaker, EDISON EHIE, and the Ikwerre Council Chairman, NWANOSIKE, to safeguard the life of Dr. Godswill Dike and retrieve our election materials from his abductors. You will recall that APC has been inundated with all sorts of attacks, arrests, and other illegal actions by the PDP in Rivers State to obstruct our quest for justice at the Elections Petitions Tribunal as allowed by law. From the arrest of our lawyers in the hotel and cutting away of our party's copies of election materials, laying siege on the INEC state headquarters, to physically assaulting our governorship candidate, Architect Toyin Cole, MNI, to the attack of our secretariat here. The ruling party has conducted itself with grave impunity since the rape of the rights of Rivers people and the electorate in the state to freely elect their governor and representatives at both the national and state levels. Nothing could have emboldened the kidnap of Dr. Godswill Dike this evening, shortly after PDP members who have been camped at INEC invaded the complex, than a statement by Governor Azubuike yesterday or so, endorsing the illegal obstruction of opposition parties seeking access to the INEC headquarters ahead of filing their petitions at the Election Petitions Tribunal. Consequently, we call on the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammadu Buhari, to rise to the occasion by calling the Governor of Rivers State, Azubuike, to order and rescue our dear state from the anarchists who are hell-bent on self-perpetuation in power or destruction of this Rivers State where their undemocratic plot fails. Up until now, we have done our bit as a law-abiding party, as the rest of the nation has taken notice. We have endured all sorts of provocations to allow peace reign. The APC is asking that Governor Azubuike and the PDP be held responsible for any breakdown of law and order in Rivers State going forward. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, signed by Dr. Darlington NWAUJU, State Public Secretary, Rivers APC, and SOGBEYE, Spokesman, Rivers APC 2023 Campaign Council. Today is April 6th, 2023. Thank you for listening. We can take your questions. Materials. And same is provided for Section 74 of the Electoral Act. That section of the law has only two subsections. You apply, the Commission has 14 days to deliver to you the materials applied for. It's called election documents, and says what could happen to the rec where he fails willfully. That's what the law says. He's liable to a fine of 2 million naira and a prison term, or both. So we applied. Now, the same INEC asked our candidate to come there on Monday. I think it was there on Friday or so. They said the rec was not in. That weekend, they went to the hotel and the Commissioner of Police said they had the tip-off that some people were doing whatever in the hotel. The same Commissioner of Police made it clear in an interview granted Tony Sheoki Balo, a colleague on Channels TV on Sunday, that they found from INEC ICT people who were invited to come and verify that those materials were not fake. Nothing was being done that was illegal there. So they released the lawyers and the first to release the materials. Whereupon Tony Cole moved in there. By 10 p.m. on Saturday night, it was at the state CID headquarters. You know the rest of the story. The NBA president released a press statement compelling them to quickly release their lawyers. Of course, when that national outreach occurred, both lawyers and then the materials were released to us. So what happened today was the same invitation. Of course, they asked Tony to come on Monday. Monday, he went there, you know the story. The attack on him that led up to the attack on this party secretariat here. So, as a law-abiding party, we decided to keep a distance from that environment, while they had always gone there every day, obstructing the right of passage of citizens. So when that call was made, it is important that before somebody says, why did Tony go there himself? So a lawyer went there. And then hell was let loose. Apparently, somebody had also given an information that, look, they have come to take. Shortly after the materials were signed, received by me, they moved in. And then took him away in a vehicle straight to the assembly quarters at the back. So people saw them. It wasn't night. And then the call was made to the deputy speaker, and they said, Zubi's brother, Godswill Dike, will be safe, will return safe, but that the materials should be forgotten. That tells you why they're there. So we're calling on his immediate release, and the turn of those materials are materials. The PDP, for God's sake, won an election. That's what they tell us. That's what INEC says. At the tribunal, the burden of proving that there's something that has gone wrong with the elections and that it was not conducted in accordance with the Electoral Act is on us. It's on the PDP. I cannot manufacture results from God knows where to prove a case. It's standard proof. Proof beyond reasonable doubt. That's the law. So why the PDP is jittery, why the PDP is desperate, begs the question about what kind of victory they got. I know this whole thing, gentlemen of the press, is a community of actions that continued from campaign season. The governor issued executive orders which interrupts and oppress our rights to campaign as Nigerians, guaranteed by the Constitution and the Electoral Act, to the point where even the campaigns were bombed and attacked. The police said they were investigating after they had made the statement that, look, no bomb happened. Until this day, we have not had any report from that incident. At elections proper, we lost people. Chisom Leonard, who is our LGA campaign coordinator for Outer West, was killed. His body was found. Pictures are on the internet. To date, nobody has been arrested. Not one. Not one. And other people as well. So, here's where we are. The PDP could have killed Tony Cole on Monday. And even came as far as this place. Just down here, this road here, the PDP has a campaign office. A few meters from here, we have not touched it. On a barrow, they have a state headquarters for the party. We have not gone there. Not because we are women here who are not armed, or who cannot fight. We are full citizens with full rights. But we allowed peace to reign because our objective is to establish one single truth. The election was contested, the election was robbed. That whoever was declared winner did not win. And the results were declared by INEC and not the true reflection of the wishes of the Rivers electorate. Simple. And the law allows us to proceed to the tribunal to prove that. Now, you don't go to the tribunal with empty hands. There are procedures you must follow, one of which is that you must come with your own results certified by INEC. Why INEC is the authority that conducts the elections. And we have not asked for anything more than that. This is not the first time people are going to tribunals. So why should anybody find that very, very uncomfortable to bear in the States? So all of these attempts to cause chaos and crisis, take lives and destroy property is for what? Need democracy? And, so we're calling on them to release the young man and please hand over our materials to us. They have their copies, the agents have their copies of the same results. And there should not be any reason to be afraid. At the tribunals, they will make their case. It's not the first time I've taken them to tribunals. In 2015, we took them to the tribunals. Some ended up at appeal court where reruns were ordered and elections happened. And that's how we got some offices after the massive rape in 2015. Others that ended up, particularly the governorship that went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court needs wisdom, upheld Wike's election, and we are not quarreling with the Supreme Court. So let the process be allowed to run this full course. Election is not a one-day event. It begins with all of what I've identified here up to the tribunals.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.